Are you a breeder looking to showcase your show pigs? With a Walton Webcasting Show Pig Shoot, we are your go-to video service for capturing the full picture of your show pigs. We specialize in providing top-quality video services for breeders like you. Our skilled video team comes directly to your operation. You talk to pigs, we capture the video. Whether it's baby pigs, boars, gilts, or sows, we ensure that their unique features will shine through. With the power of our website and social media, your professionally recorded videos are streamed live, allowing potential customers from all over the country to view and appreciate the quality of your show pigs. We handle the technicalities so you can focus on what you do best, raising exceptional livestock. To schedule your next show pig shoot, call Rhonda at 765-431-7367. Welcome to the ultimate show on the track. Today we celebrate our premier partners, the driving force behind the livestock industry across the nation. Get ready to witness the power of partnership as our premier partners take to the asphalt. Green light and they're off. On the track we have our first partner, Layered Premium Blend Genetics from premiumblendgenetics.com. Next up, it's Beck's Hybrids from beckshybrids.com. And here comes Showright from showright.com. Coming around, we have Brad Howe Ford from bhiford.com. Right behind them, it's Biozyme from biozymeinc.com. And here comes First Farmers Bank and Trust from ffbt.com. And rounding out the racers, it's Kennedy Ventures from kennedyventuresok.com. On the track and in the ring, it's all about collaboration and teamwork. Join us in honoring our premier partners because together they're the driving force of the livestock industry.
One of you here with us. Before we get started with our grand drive this evening, if we could please have you all rise as I introduce to you our singer this evening, Miss Landry Jones of Weatherford, Oklahoma.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through
Well, thank you, Landry, and once again, welcome to the Cattlemen's Congress. We're in our 5th year here in Oklahoma City, and we're so excited to get started with your grand drive this evening. We are going to start with the Market Steer Supreme Drive. Well, at this time, we're going to bring into the ring all of our grand champion steers out of our divisions this afternoon. Coming in out of the ABC division, grand champion ABC Market Steer was exhibited by Kennedy Long of Idalou, Texas. Coming in out of the British division, your grand champion British steer was exhibited by Maddox McCollum of Bellevue, Texas. And coming in out of the exotic division, your champion exotic steer exhibited by Ramey Yoakum of Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our grand champion steers here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Well, at this time, we'll bring into the ring the reserve champion steers coming in out of the ABC division. Reserve champion ABC Market Steer exhibited by Kennedy Long of Idalou, Texas. Reserve champion British steer exhibited by Bryce Hatfield of Pomona, Kansas. And reserve champion exotic exhibited by McClade Gensini of Hennepin, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the reserve champion market steers here in Oklahoma City this evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank our judge today, judging our market steers, Mr. Jason Hoffman. Jason Hoffman owns and operates Hoffman Ranch in Thedford, Nebraska. A graduate of Clarendon Junior College and Kansas State University, Jason, along with his wife Casey and their children Haxton, Kennedy, and Hayden, operate a premier operation that sells over 700 head of Hereford and Angus bulls annually. Jason is no stranger to the show ring, having judged numerous prestigious events across the nation. He also holds the designation of exhibiting the first ever Supreme Champion Bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Please join me in thanking and welcoming back to the ring Mr. Jason Hoffman of Thedford, Nebraska.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the 2025 Cattlemen's Congress, Corey Thompson here with you. We're going to have several guests in and out of here today. We're going to get started here, like the announcer said, with your Market Steer Show. Jason Hoffman's the judge. We got our ABC division. We got, is that the colored division? No, it's black steer. Must be an English division, and we got the crossbred division. Very good steer show here from top to bottom. Jason's taking one last look at them. I know I talked to Jason before the show. It's very positive about the comments and about in the steer show. Really like the ABC steer for that breed of cattle, and was very complimentary of all the breed champions. Yeah, like I say, Blaine Arthur's got some announcing here shortly after. Here's Jason with some comments.
Extraordinary show out here with a lot of good young exhibitors at one of the most prestigious venues I've ever been a part of in multiple ways here. And I think what you're doing for your kids and getting them out here in the ring and giving them opportunities, no matter if you were first or last today, you have a huge opportunity in agriculture because somebody believed in you enough to get you here to this show. The older I get and the older my parents get and the more I watch them age, there's one thing that's clear to me, and today's a good reminder. The people you meet along the way and the people that are helping your kids today, there's a really good chance that's how your kids could end up. I left Denver and with my wife and kids and our crew together, and I thought to myself, I can't believe I'm leaving, but I'm leaving them with great people. And I'm leaving them with people I'd like for them to be like someday. And today I see Doug Hawkins. His dad, Jerry Hawkins, was my first ever judging team coach. And Dr. Scott Shockey's here with his son, my judging team coach at K-State. And all the cattle in 10 years, probably going to remember today for two different reasons. If you won or if you think you got a good one beat. That might be the only reason you remember me judging or this steer show. But the one thing you will remember is who helped you show, who helped you get here, and who you learned from. And that's the real important thing here. I think there's more opportunity in agriculture than there ever has been in my lifetime. And I think there's so many thousands of different ways to channel it that no matter what your children's or you exhibitors' priority is, there's an avenue for you in agriculture. And I think it's so important that we keep them there because respecting the Lord and producing food are the only things that are going to look out for our universe. And I think that's extremely important. And agriculture is the best way, in my mind, to raise young children. Steer show was really, really good, and it just kept getting better as it went. I'll go pick your champions.
Righty, Jason's walking over to that crossbred.
Champion market steer here at the Cattlemen's Congress, exhibited by Ramey Yoakum of Sapulpa, Oklahoma. We're now going to welcome in that third place into the ring. Third overall exotic steer was exhibited by Colt Caldwell.
All right, the Yoakum girls champion. Looks like the Gensini.
Reserve Grand Champion market steer exhibited by McClay Gensini of Hennepin, Illinois. We'll now welcome in that fourth place in the exotic division. That was Sierra Collins.
Alrighty, that's Cole Caldwell, going to be third.
And congratulations, third overall comes out of the exotic division, exhibited by Cole Caldwell of Elmwood, Illinois. We'll welcome in that fifth place in our exotic division, Tyler Neal.
Jason going back and forth between the fourth crossbred and the ABC. Uses the Collins girl for fourth overall.
And congratulations, fourth overall coming from the exotic division. That was Sierra Collins of Frederick, Oklahoma.
And now, again, looking at that fifth overall crossbred. I know Jason sure was hoping he could get that ABC in the top 5, and looks like he is going to go over there and slap that little boy's black steer for fifth overall.
And congratulations, fifth overall market steer here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Exhibited by Kennedy Long out of the ABC division. Congratulations to all of our market steer exhibitors.
Alrighty, so the top 5 steers are down. We got you got the names on them? Randy Yoakum, and then McClay Giancini. We're Grandin Reserve. Great steer show. We're going to get set up here, get steers out of the ring, and get set up for your Supreme Champion Junior Female here momentarily. I know Blaine Arthur's going to do some talking, and we'll have some speeches going into this deal. So we're going to take a little break, get set up, and we'll be right back with you here in just a moment.
At Frontier Embryo Center, where tradition meets innovation in cattle breeding and fertility services, we're more than just a cattle service. We're your partner in elevating your herd's genetics. Our 60-day pregnant recip program and 6-month wean calf program are designed to maximize your genetic potential. With premium recip cows that are always on hand, health tested and selected for their docile and maternal traits, we handle the hard work so you can focus on growing your operation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with your Junior Supreme Drive here at the Cattleman's Congress. We will be welcoming each of our champion heifers into the ring. We're going to go in alphabetical order this evening. Please put your hands together as they enter the ring. Your first champion of the evening, this is the American Aberdeen, exhibited by Jaylee Blackburn. This is Comanche Hoodoo, 949L, exhibited once again by Jaylee Blackburn of Marlow, Oklahoma. Your champion Angus female is entering the ring at this time, exhibited by Josie Brooke Phillips. This is BC2 Henning Sandy, 0223, comes to you from Maysville, Kentucky. Your next in will be your grand champion Bronvy female, exhibited by Lennon Lister of Lindsay, Oklahoma. This is Goldie. We're going to welcome into the ring your grand champion Charlotte female, exhibited by Matthew Bruns of North Platte, Nebraska. This is ACPGC Miss London 2321 ET. Ladies and gentlemen, we know there's not a full house here in Jim Norick, but as they enter the ring, we need you to show them your love. Put your hands together. That's your champion, Charlotte female. We're now going to bring in the percentage Charlotte. This is Barrett Duncan of Bonham, Texas, with JMAE Miss Claudia. Your champion Kianina female, exhibited by Brett Pembroke, Fairview, Oklahoma. That's J. Saul Stellar Darlin, 3105 LET. We're now going to welcome in the grand champion Key Angus female, exhibited by Mr. Braylon Schaefer of Hagerstown, Indiana. That's Core Diamond 403 MET. Your next in the rings, your champion Key Composite female, exhibited by Brecken Bloomberg, Secor, Illinois. This is J. Saul Hudat 4117 MET. Grand champion balancer female, exhibited by Avon Moon of Ellensburg, Washington. This is Butler's Miss Lola 133L. We're now going to welcome into the ring your grand champion Highland female. Grand champion Highland female, exhibited by Jillian Lockwood of Hobbs, New Mexico. This is Ferguson's Reba. Your grand champion, Horned Hereford female, exhibited by Aiden Barber, coming from Shanning, Texas. That's BRGKB RS Ruby L178ET. Grand champion, Pulled Hereford female, exhibited by Kinnick Paulson of Preston, Iowa. That's Hawk Markle 9LET. Your grand champion limousine female, exhibited by Reed Utterback of Elwood, Indiana. That's SSUL Forever Charmed 4295 MET. Grand champion Limflex female, exhibited by Michaela Jill Massey of London, Kentucky. That's TSSL Maine Larissa 3032 LET. The grand champion Maine Anjou female, exhibited by Sienna Dietrich of Hortonville, Wisconsin. That's SCHM little p 332L. We're now going to bring into the ring your grand champion Maine Angus female, exhibited by Andrew Meyer of Clinton, Tennessee. That's Curtains Hadkey 80K. Your next in's your grand champion Maintainer female. That's Miss Carly Berkheimer of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, with Dunk Lydia 381L. Next in will be your percentage Red Angus female, exhibited by Cade Williams of Maysville, Oklahoma. That's TRAVE TLBT Maggie May 408M. We're now going to bring into the ring your grand champion Slayer female, exhibited by Taylor Phillips. That's Lois May of New Boston, Mississippi. Now coming into the ring is your grand champion Optimizer female. This is Miss Katie Lowry of Burlingame, Kansas, with FFCC Dory 390 MET. We're now going to welcome into the ring your grand champion Shorthorn female, exhibited by Carter Wickard, Wilkinson, Indiana. That's CF Crystalusti 384 RKX ET. Your grand champion Shorthorn Plus female, exhibited by Josie Beiser. That's CF Mona Lisa 382 FERXET of Camden, Ohio. Next in the ring, your grand champion percentage Simmental female, exhibited by Miss Brecken Bloomberg of Secor, Illinois. That's Saul Love 2 123L. And last but certainly not least, to round out our junior drive, this is your grand champion Simmental female, exhibited by Ms. Addison Martlow of Monticello, Illinois. That's J. Saul Rosie 3418L. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from 13 different states, put your hands together for our junior exhibitors here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Well, we'd like to take a minute to introduce to you our judges for this evening for your junior female drive. Mr. Joel Cowley is coming to us as the Chief Executive Officer of the Calgary Stampede. Before taking on his current role, he spent 15 years with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, including 7 years as President and CEO. Prior work experience includes serving as the president of Angus Genetics Incorporated, working in the international and food service divisions at Certified Angus Beef, serving as an extension beef cattle specialist at Michigan State University, and coaching the livestock judging team at Texas A&M University. Cowley holds a bachelor's degree in animal science from Colorado State University, a master's degree in animal science from Texas A&M, an MBA from Michigan State University. Mr. Cowley has judged cattle shows in more than 30 states, as well as Canada and Brazil. Joining him in the ring, Dr. Scott Greiner. Raised on a diversified livestock farm in Iowa, Scott has spent his life immersed in agriculture, from 4-H youth projects to becoming one of the nation's leading experts in beef cattle genetics and sheep production. He has been at Virginia Tech since 1998, where he serves as a professor and extension specialist, leading programs that help producers improve their operations while also mentoring the next generation of agriculture leaders. Before that, he coached championship livestock judging teams at Iowa State University, where he also earned his bachelor's and doctoral degrees, along with a master's from Michigan State. Dr. Greiner has judged livestock shows in more than 35 states and internationally, including at some of the country's most prestigious events, such as the National Western Stock Show and the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. When he's not shaping the future of the industry through his work at Virginia Tech, he's back home with his family in Virginia, raising club lambs through Greiner's Sister Club Lambs. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our junior female judges this evening, Mr. Joel Cowley and Dr. Scott Greiner.
All righty. We got the girls out there for the junior side of tonight's festivity at the 2025 Cattlemen's Congress. Great set of breed champions. Hey, hop on here a second.
And our Secretary of Agriculture, Mrs. Blaine Arthur. Please direct your attention to the video board for an exciting announcement.
I'm Oklahoma Secretary of Agriculture Blaine Arthur, and I'm thrilled to announce that 2025 has been designated as the year of youth in agriculture. Our goal is to highlight those talented young individuals who put in so much effort helping on their family farm or ranch and still find the time to compete in livestock shows, speech contests, judging contests, and more. These young people who want to grow up and continue their family's legacy are our next generation of leaders in the agriculture industry, as well as in our communities, and in our state. Our hope is that by collectively elevating these young people, we will also create awareness amongst the general public of the importance of the next generation of ag producers and professionals who will help us continue to feed, fuel, and clothe a growing world population.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Blaine Arthur, glad to have everyone here in Oklahoma. I first of all want to give a big thank you to the team at Cattleman's Congress, from Tyler Norvell to Jennifer Callahan and Blake Nelson on the board. And I know Jimmy Harrell was here earlier this afternoon, and Shane, I think, probably had to head on to Denver. But to the team, especially Bray and JD and all the staff that make this event come together, we're very appreciative. We are so very proud to host you all here in Oklahoma, but we're especially proud of these juniors. As you heard as they came in, we've got 13 different states represented with these junior cattle, and I believe we had over 40 states represented with cattle, and I think there's nothing better for young people to do than spend their time in the barn. Lots of life lessons that are learned in the barn and the show ring, and we're very excited to be making this announcement on behalf of Governor Stitt here in front of the audience that's watching some of the best kids that you will find in the United States out here with their heifers. So with that, I'd like to read a proclamation from Governor Kevin Stitt of the state of Oklahoma to you all here this afternoon. Whereas agriculture is one of Oklahoma's most vital industries, serving all citizens domestically and abroad by providing food, fiber, and other basic necessities of life, and maintaining the strength of our national, state, and local economies. And whereas family-owned and operated farms and ranches have been at the core of our state's heritage and identity since statehood, and continue to ensure the protection of our food supply and natural resources. And whereas Oklahoma enjoys the benefits and contributions of youth agriculture organizations such as 4-H and FFA, and is home to the largest youth livestock show in the world, the Oklahoma Youth Expo. And whereas the future of the ag industry depends on the next generation to accept the challenge and opportunity of building a life and livelihood around tending to the earth, crops, and livestock to grow and produce food and fiber that will provide for their own families and those around the world. And whereas there are endless opportunities for young people to be involved in agriculture and find a career in the industry, whether their interests lie in crop production, animal health, technology, engineering, animal protein production and processing, international relations, domestic policy, or countless other areas. Now, therefore, Governor J. Kevin Stitt does hereby proclaim the year 2025 as the year of youth in agriculture.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Arthur, and thank you for all you do for youth here in Oklahoma. We certainly appreciate it and appreciate everything that you all have done for our show. Again, we're going to turn it over to the judges here in just a couple minutes. We would like to say a thank you to our sponsors. Title sponsor, the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau, along with our platinum sponsors, Express Ranches, GKB Cattle, John Deere, P&K Equipment, Purina Honor Show, Sullivan Supply, Warren Cat, WW Livestock Systems, and Your Fun Warehouse. Thank you so much for your dedication to the Cattlemen's Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the Jim Norick Arena, put your hands together for all the sponsors that make our show possible.
All right, we're back at it. I think Secretary of Ag Blaine Arthur is going to come visit with us here in just a minute. Let her come around here. While the judges are looking around at the lineup.
This evening, we have our Rio Mercedes representative with us. That's Miss Rose Jordan. Thank you, Rose, for joining us here in the Coliseum. And thank you to all those that sponsor awards for our Supreme Drive.
I think normally they sort these down to, Travis, do they usually always sort them down to like top 10 or something? Yeah. Sort them down, and then they'll pick you a top 5 out of the top 10. So let them get their list together. And hey, nice job today, young man.
Good to see you. Not bad.
Boy, a tremendous lineup from end to end. No doubt about it, this show, every breed's covered up with quality very well, and it's on display tonight. Oh, here comes Miss Blaine Arthur. We'll turn her microphone on here. All righty, we're joined here with Secretary of Ag for the state of Oklahoma, Blaine Arthur. Blaine, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Yes.
You're on?
Can you hear me okay? Yes,
Yep.
sir.
I see we're punching buttons over here. We'll see what we can.
Perfect.
Okay, you bet.
Good.
Got
Yep,
it?
Great.
All righty. You just had a proclamation down there come down?
Yes, we're very excited and appreciative that Cattleman's Congress let us announce that here today. Governor Stitt here in Oklahoma has proclaimed this as the Year of Youth in Agriculture, which we would maybe say that's every year, right? All of us in Ag would, but it's just giving us an opportunity to really highlight those kids, certainly the kids in the show ring, but the kids that are just farming with their mom and dad, or who want to be veterinarians, whatever it might be.
Yep. And boy, just the support down here by your government is just absolutely outstanding. I see the pictures the last couple years, I think, of all the kids from junior nationals across the country at every breed that come to the Capitol.
Yes, that's probably has become one of our favorite days at the state capitol. And of course, every state's very proud of their kids, and we're very proud of our kids here in Oklahoma. But for the governor, he of course has a lot of things to do, but take the time we bring those kids to the Capitol. They get to tour the mansion. They have lunch there at the governor's pavilion, get to meet the governor, talk about what they do. I think we take that for granted because the governor's like, you bet, I'll make time for them. And that's not the case everywhere. So we're very appreciative of it.
Boy, and that's got to be such a cool experience for those kids to go to the Capitol, meet the governor, meet you. And I mean, it's got to be like going to the Capitol.
It's neat, and I think this was maybe the 4th year that we've done it. And one of the moms mentioned, they said, kids always want to do well at junior nationals. But she said this year the conversation, they'd seen some of their friends the year before get to go, and so they said, well, I want to do it well at junior nationals, but then I'll get to go see the governor too. So kind of a two-for-one opportunity there.
Yep, you got to get a punch your ticket to the governor's mansion.
Yes, which I mean, we wouldn't have ever thought that, but it is a big deal.
Yeah.
And the kids and he's very sincere, and he's got 6 kids, but one of his sons has shown hogs and showed here at the Youth Expo, so he understands the work.
I'd heard at OIE the last couple of years. He's got an ag background, and
he does,
and relates to showing livestock and stuff like that. So that is really cool.
Which makes my job a lot easier, as I'm sure you can imagine. Having all the conversations that we have to have about ag policy, he sees that firsthand and understands it, which makes a big difference. And back to the youth side of things, I think we've got to remember to recognize these kids and say, hey, we want you to stay in ag.
Yep.
We want you to stay in the livestock industry. We need you here. We don't want you to go work somewhere and take those talents somewhere else. We want to keep you here in the ag industry.
Yep, and that's what your goal is with with your proclamation tonight is.
Absolutely, to tell them, there's all these opportunities. And I think, too, I don't know that we're as intentional as we should be, because I think sometimes the message that maybe our kids hear, and you would understand this, is long hours, long days, high stress sometimes, maybe not as financially stable as you want to be. And so kids are like, oh gosh, if mom and dad and grandma and grandpa are so stressed out about this, maybe I should do something different. And I think we've got to reframe that conversation just a little bit.
Yep, absolutely. Did you your kids show? Did they show down here this week?
My daughter did not show. Kelton, my son, had
he had a fat steer today.
He did, yes, had a fat steer today and had a heifer, and so we love to see. We get very accustomed to showing here, of course, but he gets all of his friends are here in Oklahoma City, right? Yeah. So it works out good, and we're very proud of the caliber, and you can see that for folks that are watching online, the caliber of females just out here right now, but just in all those classes. I know you watch and even judge some today, but it's impressive to see them all gathered here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and from coming all around the country, and every breed is represented so well. Just a lot of quality livestock.
It is, and I think that is certainly a testament to the Cattlemen's Congress Board and to the staff that they put an event on that people want to bring their best to. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to bring the best to come and compete and be here, and that's what people have chosen to do. I don't know that we ever anticipated that this would be an annual event when we first started, so Oklahoma's very proud to host.
That's what, I forget who I was talking with today, and that's what, when they started it, I was just kind of get by a year and see what happens, and it's just grown into so much more. And actually, Tyler today, this afternoon, they took me along on tagged along on a little tour over there to the new. Have you been over there yet?
Yes, we're very, very excited. Which I think it's a balance. It's excitement, plus, some nostalgia things for those of us. I grew up here in Oklahoma, and I've shown horses and cattle here in this arena, since I was a little bitty. And so kind of similar in some ways to Denver as things change, but I think it's going to just bring more shows to Oklahoma City, livestock shows, and we're glad the city has chosen to invest in that.
Like this arena right here, I haven't heard a lot of people touch on it, but in terms of historical facilities, it's pretty awesome place.
Well, you got to think back to NFR. You know, we hate to say that we lost the NFR, but NFR used to be here. There's great stories about Reba singing here at the NFR, which kind of.
I did not know that till today. Tyler Norvell told me that Reba sang the national anthem. At the NFR, and that's where she was discovered, and her tour took off.
Yes, and away she went from there. So we have certainly we host lots of national equine events here, and I think when you start hearing people talk about their memories that they have here in this arena, it is can even be emotional for folks. We think about that about OYE. You think about all the ups and downs that have happened in this arena, and that's people love those memories, and so there'll be certainly some sad folks when it changes, but I think the new facility will be fabulous.
Oh man, the layout and the new amenities and boy, it's going to be really, really nice.
Yes, agreed.
Agreed. For sure. But I thought that Reba story was really neat. I did not know the NFR was here in the late 80s, and
Yes, and Tyler may have shared this story with you, but the bucking chutes were here, and so is that were here for the original NFR. So then the State Fair Park, Kirk Slaughter, who's great to work with here at State Fair Park, they're putting one of those bucking chutes in the Rodeo Hall of Fame.
No
Do you know
kidding.
it with kind of the info on it and I'm sure it can tell you who all bucked out of it,
How about that?
But just those little pieces that you would never think about probably in the midst of it. I mean, this year's the last Cattlemen's Congress in this arena, of course, but the last Oklahoma Youth Expo in this arena, and there's lots of us think about where we were sitting, watching a friend or family member or kiddo, be successful, and so some really good storytelling opportunities.
They said today they're hoping to be open in June, I think, for a horse event.
That is the plan. And those horse
not
folks
guaranteed, but
pretty demanding. So I say that having grown up
a
showing
horse girl.
horses.
Exactly. Yep. So that is really cool. So it'll be ready up for Cattleman's Congress 2026,
Yes,
and then
yep.
obviously OYE next spring.
And we
Yep.
continue to and everyone understands this. There's the capital investments to do it, but historically this has been more of an equine event center. But we're very appreciative of State Fair Park of
Yep.
saying, hey, when cattle here, we need more electricity,
Absolutely.
we need more
Yep.
wash racks. It's a little bit different than what we need from the horse show. So we'll continue to see those
Absolutely.
improvements, which
Yep.
just make a better exhibitor experience, which we think is really important.
Yep. Tyler said they're going to put is it 4 breeds of horses? The bronze statues
Yes.
they're going to put up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
In front of it. Yeah,
And
that'd
which
be neat.
which will be great. I mean, you hear the quarter horse world, which has been here for 50 plus years. Maybe, I mean, they did some wonderful things during the World
Sure.
Show to just highlight those stories and invest in. I mean, you got people that, coming down that, into the arena kind of probably gives them chills a little bit because
Sure.
of some of the experiences that they've had.
Absolutely.
That's the thing about this arena. You probably, if you've shown in here enough, you've probably cried at one time or another, and it
Yep.
might have been good or it might have been bad,
yeah.
depending on how your
Yep.
day went. A little bit of both.
I know Tyler and Bray, they were over there today, and they were already deciding, where the limousine would pull in and where they were going to have the trophies cut.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. So
there's-
that's a big deal for our Oklahoma kids is that ride in the limo
Yep.
at Oklahoma Youth Expo. If you've got a breed
Yep.
champion on the market side, and I guess I didn't realize how kids that is their when they start showing that is a
Yep.
goal. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
to have
absolutely,
a
yeah.
time to get to ride in that limo. So
Yep.
that's a very fun event for us to get to celebrate those kids and their
Yep.
hard work.
If you could get to ride in the limo and go to the state capitol in a year, you're having,
you're having a real good
good year. Yeah.
Oklahoma's a
Absolutely.
tough place to show.
Yeah,
so yes,
it's-
you're
it's-
having a good.
There's easier states, yes. At OYE, really all the shows at OYE are just a lot of great cattle.
It is, and the cattle is so good, but I continue to be impressed in all species. Our Oklahoma kids, are
Yep.
just super competitive
Oh,
at all the
absolutely.
national
Yeah.
levels, which I think is great.
Yep.
And certainly there's lots of other states that are very, very competitive too.
Yep.
But,
Because competition, it just makes you do better. I mean, no doubt about
absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
And healthy competition is great, no doubt about it.
Yes, it just makes those kids work harder, and if it doesn't go like they want, they'll
Yep.
just go home and try to find a
Absolutely.
better one and spend a little more time in the barn. And then they know if they're competitive here, they can probably go be
Yep.
competitive
Absolutely.
anywhere that they want to be. So it's a very good standard that our livestock families have set here in
Yep.
Oklahoma.
Absolutely. I just seen a flash up on the screen there. Loss of Gerald Callahan last year was sure impactful to the committee here and just the goings on with this event. He was such a integral part of the creation of it, I guess, wasn't he?
There's no doubt he needs tons and tons of credit for making this happen. I think about the phone calls very early on, as we all were kind of trying to say, hey, can we
Yep.
make the, can we do this? Can we get the money to do this? And I was very fortunate to get to serve on the OSU A&M Board of Regents with
Yep.
Gerald, and so got to see him, had known him from the livestock world,
Yep.
but got to see this other side of him kind of from the academia side, and just so thoughtful and kind of the long-term planning and what's good for the industry,
Yep.
and always just very steady in his decision making. And I think when he finally said we're going to make this happen, then we all made it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yep.
deserves a
Just rallied around you. And
Yes,
just
yes,
got
and
it done.
he would, make a phone call to get to, if there was kind of a hiccup in the gears, then he'd kind of get everybody on there. And so we're certainly glad that Jennifer has stepped in in that spot, and she is a wealth of knowledge and expertise as
Yeah.
well. But just tremendous family. But there's no question. I wish I had probably just some of the sad conversations I got to have with Gerald at some of our board meetings.
Yep.
I wish I had taken better notes, but you don't think that. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely,
Just
absolutely.
his life experiences, and you'd say, well, Gerald, if you're doing this, what would
Yeah.
you do? Do you know
Yep.
what I mean? And that was tremendous insight.
Yeah, I actually got to meet Jennifer yesterday. She was an official on the beef committee with me at the judging contest.
Okay.
And boy, she is a very, very sharp young lady.
She
and,
is
yeah,
top
yeah,
notch.
yeah.
I'm fortunate that I get to work with a lot of really
Yeah.
talented, smart people, but I will tell you, Jennifer is maybe one of the smartest gals
Yeah.
I've ever had the chance to
Yeah.
work around. She is impressive,
Mm-hmm.
impressive.
Absolutely.
And she put up with Gerald too
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a couple of years. So
Yeah,
that
Quite a few. Yeah. Yeah, she takes great pride. You can tell talking to her, and you know what Gerald has built with Bob Funk there at Express Ranches, and they've accomplished a lot.
It's-
Just in the just number of cattle raised and quality cattle, and what they've done to the Angus and Hereford, and back in the glory days, the limousine breeds.
That's right, that's right.
And just been so impactful in the industry in general. And I mean, boy, when his passing, just the number of leaders in the industry that were at that funeral
Yes,
and
sir.
that said kind words is something else now.
absolutely,
And-
absolutely.
yeah, and it's so cool he got his inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
year
there,
before.
Lord.
I
Yeah.
wish you would put your hands together for these exhibitors. This is an incredible set of beef females, great set of exhibitors out here as well. I was fortunate enough to attend the very first Cattleman's Congress back in 2021, and I know that show was really created out of necessity when Denver canceled. And credit to Gerald Callahan and the others who had the vision for this to create a stock show for stock show exhibitors. And it's really, really rewarding to come back 4 years after that for the 5th Cattleman's Congress and see that it is truly thriving. And so I want to congratulate all of those who plan and coordinate and operate the Cattleman's Congress for an outstanding event, because it certainly fills a need within our industry. And it's great to give both purebred cattle producers and these young people an opportunity to show up and be rewarded for their hard work and their effort. As you step in and do a Supreme, especially one of this caliber, it's interesting because it's kind of hard to go wrong because there's so many good ones out here, but at the same time, it's hard to get it exactly right because there are so many good ones out here. And I'm very pleased to be out here working with Dr. Scott Greiner, someone that I've known for over 35 years. He's been a friend and a colleague for 35 years, and we've worked together enough putting on the national contest in Louisville that we see cattle a lot alike, and that's no exception here today. We kind of zeroed in certainly on our top 2, and then we came to pretty quick consensus on our 3rd, 4th, 5th with a couple other heifers certainly in contention there. But looking for cattle that are functional, that are good-footed and built right from the ground up, that have some width of base, some chest floor, some rib shape and some upper shape in their rib as well. And cattle that have some width and some thickness when you get behind them and study them. And cattle that look like they'll do well out in a production environment in terms of their ability both to travel and forage, but to convert that forage into a usable product and maintain their body weight. And I think all these cattle out here basically fulfill those core essentials. Then it comes down to which ones really are the most fault-free. And though every one of these animals is a great representative of the breed, there are some differences out here in terms of foot shape and structure. Nothing out here that's incredibly concerning with regard to structure, but certainly some differences that help sort these cattle out. And then once we meet all those basic criteria, we want ones that are good to look at, that you can have pride of ownership in. Females that are long and extended through their front end and good down their top line and hip, and look good in terms of the side view, look good on the move, and combine all of those things into one package. And I think for us, there are 2 out here that do that exceptionally well, and there are certainly, a dozen more that you certainly have to consider writing up there into the top 5. So in conclusion, I want to thank you very much for this opportunity, and I definitely want to congratulate all these young people. They're out here representing the hundreds of other young people who came here to Cattleman's Congress, put in the work, put in the effort, and as a product of the Junior Livestock Show, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but we can never stop preaching this. I know of no better development opportunity than the youth livestock project. And these young people have shown that. Their efforts out here today will be rewarded down the line, whether they go into production agriculture or not, because they've learned that hard work produces effort. What employer doesn't want things like hard work, dedication in an employee? And so they will definitely benefit from this down the line. I want to congratulate each and every one of them on an outstanding set of cattle. And I certainly want to thank Dr. Scott Greiner for judging me out here in the ring. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd also like to echo and share my sentiments and thank you and appreciation to Tyler and the whole group here in Oklahoma City at the Cattlemen's Congress for the opportunity. I had the great honor of being with you a couple years ago and stand in this same ring and fulfill a similar function as a member of the panel for the Open Female and Bull Show Supreme Drive, and that was an incredible experience and a lot of fun. So it's a great honor to have the opportunity to be back. I also want to express my gratitude to Joel. Mr. Cowley and I, as he mentioned, go way back and started as competitors, really, as fellow judge and team coaches, and have become ultimate friends. And Joel's done a great deal for our beef cattle industry and the ag industry in general, and in particular, his work over his career, working with junior projects and youth. And so just a great honor to be out here and have the opportunity to interact with him, discuss the cattle. As he mentioned, we see him very similarly, and so it's been a great deal of fun. I'm going to keep my comments brief. You know, you young people that are fortunate enough to be in the ring, we all are here this evening because we believe strongly in this program. I guess my challenge and my few words to these young people that are fortunate enough to have a breed champion, there's no question you beat a lot of good females, and there's a lot of good heifers which are back in the barn which didn't have the opportunity to be out here. So savor the moment, enjoy the moment, be proud of your accomplishments, but most importantly, take the time to look around you, enjoy those that you cross paths with. Be sure and say thank you to your team that helped you get here. That's your parents, that's everybody behind the scenes that make the financial commitment, help you put in the hard work, because it's not easy. And to be quite honest, I think Joel would echo this, for people like he and I that step in the ring and get to judge, it takes a little luck for you to be standing out here and in contention. Great set of females, very, very pleased with them. It's a lot of fun to sort through them. As Joel mentioned, we think it's really tight, but a tremendous quality set. It's been an honor to be with you. Put your hands together one more time for these young people, and we'll get you Supreme Heifer.
Well, congratulations, your Supreme Champion female here at the Cattlemen's Congress in our Junior Show Drive. That's Miss Addison Bartlow, Monticello, Illinois, with J. Saul Rosie, 3418L. That was your Grand Champion Simmental female. And congratulations, Reserve Grand Champion, going to the Champion Angus female, exhibited by Miss Josie Brooke Phillips, Maysville, Kentucky, with BC2 heading Sandy 0223. Well, congratulations. Your third overall in our Supreme Drive, exhibited by Sienna Dietrich of Hortonville, Wisconsin. That's SCHM, little p 332L. That's your grand champion, Main Anjou female. And congratulations, fourth overall, exhibited by Michaela Jo Massey, London, Kentucky. TSSL Main Larissa, 3032 LET. That was your grand champion, Limflex female. And congratulations, fifth overall, exhibited by Mr. Brett Pembroke, Fairview, Oklahoma. That's J. Saul Stellar Darlin, 3105 LET. That was your grand champion, Key female. Again, congratulations to all of our junior exhibitors. We'll go ahead and get the ring cleared and get started with your open female drive here in just a moment. We'd like to take a minute and thank our judges this afternoon, Dr. Scott Greiner and Joe Cowley. exhibited by Jaylee and Braden Blackburn. This is Comanche Hoodoo 949L of Marlow, Oklahoma. Put your hands together as our champion Angus female enters the ring. This is Rob Oakley of Livingston, Tennessee with BNWZ Sarah's Dream 3658. Your next in is your champion Bronvy female exhibited by Lennon Lister of Lindsay, Oklahoma. This is Goldie. Your grand champion Charlotte female exhibited by Claire Norris of Eudora, Kansas. This is RF Miss Mara 3322 ET. Now bring in your champion Key female, exhibited by Mr. Brett Pembroke, Fairview, Oklahoma. That's J. Saul Stellar Darlin 3105 LET. Your next champion into the ring. This is your champion Key Angus female, exhibited by Miss Samantha Van Voris of Bowling Green, Ohio with BMW Why Not 125 MET. Your next in the ring, your grand champion balancer female, that's Avon Moon of Ellensburg, Washington with Butler's Miss Lola 133L. Well, put your hands together. This is your champion Highland female, exhibited by Jillian Lockwood of Hobbs, New Mexico. This is Ferguson's Reba. Well, your grand champion Horned Hereford, exhibited by Ms. Adeline Grace Blankenship of West Burlington, New York. This is KJTWJ 907E Cherry 374 LET. We're going to welcome in your grand champion Pulled Hereford female, exhibited by Kinnick Paulson of Preston, Iowa. This is Hawk Markle 9LET. Your grand champion Limousine female entering the ring now. This is exhibited by Carter Cornegie, Tulsa, Oklahoma with SSUL Forever Charmed 3557 LET. Well, your next in's your grand champion Maine Anjou female, exhibited by Gensini Show Cattle and Jones Show Cattle, Hennepin, Illinois. This is TJSC Miss Harmony 9LET. Now welcome in your grand champion Maine Angus female, exhibited by Carter Cornegie, Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is POAK Queen M240ET. Coming out of the maintainer division, your grand champion maintainer female, exhibited by Miss Carly Burkheimer of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania with Dunk Lydia 381L. Next in the ring will be your full-blood Maine Anjou, exhibited by Tyler Loudon of Creston, Iowa. This is Team T-Bone 2000H. Your grand champion Percentage Red Angus female, exhibited by Cade Williams of Maysville, Oklahoma. This is TRAVE TLBT Maggie May 408M. Next in will be your grand champion Slayer female, exhibited by Katie Lowry. This is JBC Madeline 4M of Burlingame, Kansas. Your next in, your grand champion Optimizer female, exhibited by Landon Liebhart of Maryville, Missouri. This is ELS Lori 37L. Your next in, your grand champion Shorthorn female, exhibited by Carter Wickard of Wilkinson, Indiana. This is CF Crystal Lucy 384 RKXET. Grand champion Shorthorn Plus female, exhibited by Josie Beiser and Kate's Farms. This is CF Mona Lisa 382 FERXET of Camden, Ohio. Coming in out of your percentage Simmental division, exhibited by Miss Carly Clark and Schaefer Show Cattle. This is SNS NXF TSSC Jennifer Aniston. And last but certainly not least, your grand champion Simmental female, exhibited by Miss Addison Bartlow and Adcock Land and Livestock. This is J. Saul Rosie 3418L of Monticello, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your open female drive here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Let's put our hands together for all of the exhibitors. Well, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to you this evening our open female judges. Joining us in the ring, we have Mr. Jim Williams. Jim S. Williams is a sixth-generation rancher and the manager of the renowned V8 Ranch on the Texas Gulf Coast, home to one of the world's premier Brahman herds. Under his leadership, V8 has exhibited 65 national or international grand champions, more than any other ranch in Brahman history. Jim has judged 33 national U.S. breed shows, 44 state fairs, and major livestock events across the country. Known for his no-nonsense approach, he has been voted Best of the Barn's Best Livestock Judge and is a member of the Showtimes Magazine Hall of Fame. A past president of the American Brahman Breeders Association and leader in multiple national organizations, Jim's influence and legacy in the cattle industry are unmatched. Joining him in the ring today, we have Mrs. Catherine Newmeyer, a seventh-generation cattle rancher and the creative force behind V8 Ranch's marketing. Growing up, she showed shorthorn cattle, setting a breed record with 3 consecutive junior national champion females and serving on the American Junior Shorthorn Board of Directors. Today, she remains active in the shorthorn industry while also contributing to the Brahman breed. After earning her degree in animal science from Texas A&M, she returned to V8 Ranch to work alongside her parents, Jim and Luann Williams. Passionate about both Brahman and Shorthorn cattle, Catherine serves on the executive board of the American Brahman Breeders Association. She and her husband Luke, who grew up in the Angus breed in Indiana, are raising their son Knox, who is beginning his junior show career in the Shorthorn breed and shares their love for cattle. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Father and daughter duo here in the ring with us, Mr. Jim Williams and Mrs. Catherine Newmeyer.
All righty. We got another Cattleman's Congress celebrity here. Blake Nelson from the American Managing Association is joining us. One of your side gigs is are you on the board of directors? Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Who all is on that board?
So on the board, of course, originally our chairman was Gerald Callahan.
Yep.
Then we had myself, Shane Bedwell from the Hereford Association. We also had, we had Jacqueline there from the American Angus Association. She was our representative and still is.
Yep.
And then Tyler Norvell.
Okay.
Jimmy Harrell and Bob Funk are kind of honoring him as well. They've been founding members from the get-go, and when they're here and can participate, they sure do. And I know Jimmy's still getting around and comes quite a bit.
Yep.
After Gerald's passing, Jennifer Callahan stepped into that seat, so we're glad to have her on board.
Well, that's what Blaine Arthur was telling us a little bit ago, that she stepped in and kind of filled a role there. And like I said, I was around her at the judging contest yesterday, and boy, she's sharp cat.
We're lucky to have Jennifer on board, and I guess you know her day job. She's an attorney, and she's one of the very best, and we're very fortunate to have her on our side.
Yep, absolutely. Got Ricky Oakes down there in the ring. Is his wife out there?
Yeah, Mary Lou's here somewhere.
Right there.
I saw her earlier running around. Those guys.
Yeah. She keeps it rolling down there.
She keeps it rolling.
I was judging prospects today, and if you'd holler at an exhibitor to pull into line and they didn't see you, boy, she would be right on. She would be right on them, and keeps it rolling.
Richie has been the cattle superintendent there at Hawaii for years, and also Oklahoma State Fair still. But for many years, Corey, when I was here in Oklahoma, I would come up and help him and Mary Lou in the ring during the steer show for Hawaii, and those are great folks, and love these kids, love the cattle industry, and do a great job.
Now now Parker Henley's got to fill that void, and
he's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Parker's a big boy, but
it takes some big shoes to fill Blake's shoes.
That's right. I don't know if all of us could keep up with Mary Lou.
Yeah, she hustles. She's a goer.
Energy. Yeah, those long days of the show, she keeps you going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we just had a pretty nice Junior
Oh,
Supreme
boy.
drive, didn't we? That was phenomenal. And
Unbelievable.
we switched to the open cattle, and there's a few swaps here and there, and
Yep.
lineup's extremely good.
Got a few different ones, but there's just as many that are similar.
Yes, sir.
Used the Simmental, just became a cow-calf pair this week.
That's right. I think that calf's 4 days old, if
4 days old,
heard
yep.
correctly.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty neat deal. Awesome set of 5 heifers, and now we got the dad and daughter team of Jim and Catherine Williams.
Yeah. That'll be good. Catherine will keep Big Jim in line.
Oh, boy, yeah.
He will listen to her, but no, that's great. And I'm sure the kids that are on the halters out here are pretty lucky to have them out here. So.
Yep. Blaine and I talked a little bit. Have you been over to the new facility yet?
I have. I went over there earlier in the week. They had a tour, and it's going to be really nice. To me, walking into just kind of the setup, it's similar to kind of like that water arena where they show the steers in Fort Worth, where you have a.
I tell you what, Tyler and I went over there today. We went had a little tour, and I thought the same exact thing. It's funny you say that because we stepped in there. First thing we said, it feels like Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've got some suites and some other stuff around that landing. It's a little nicer, but as far as the way it's set up, it'll be a neat venue.
They said 20 more feet both directions in terms of space, and going to be a lot of new amenities. Going to have a viewing area there with a bar and up. Did you go up there on the upper deck?
We did look at that and those suites, and that is going to be very nice.
But, that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And then where we're sitting right now, and I don't know if y'all talked about that yet, but this building will be going down.
Yep.
And they're going to build basically kind of like that super barn that connects onto the new arena. So that'll just give them that much more room here.
Yep. And what will that be stalling, or will that be?
I kind of think, Corey, they're going to take what's going on in the super barn now, and that's going to transition into here, and then where the super barn is would turn into stalling.
Into stalling.
Yeah, where those indoor horse tracks are, a lot of the folks will use.
And that'll just get the horse stalls and stuff a little bit closer.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what Blaine was talking about, the different horse events here, kind of a year-round deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, folks have asked us, after that first year, of course, COVID, we were just glad we could get something going as quick as we did, and it all worked out. And Blaine was a huge part of that, handling the political side of it for us here in the state. And, of course, they jumped on board and supported it from the get-go. But
was that Gerald's brainchild, or who thought of that? Or
actually, is a combination, and it's Lindsay and I, Brooke. We knew, how important our main bull sale is, and we were like, we got to do this. So we were sitting down in the office brainstorming right after Denver came out with that announcement, and thinking about facilities big enough. And of course, I grew up coming here, showing, being an Okie, and knew this was big enough. If it was available. So I made 2 calls. I called Tyler Norvell to check on if there was any availability in January. Of course, OIE is here, but there is an Oklahoma State Fair staff that runs this facility, so it's separate. And then right after I hung up the phone with him, I called Blaine to see what she was thinking, if she thought that might fly.
Yep.
And talked to Jacqueline Upperman there at Angus to see if they had anything going. At that time, she was in charge of shows and events, and talked to Jack and the crew there at Hereford. And at first, we were thinking, if all else fails, maybe we can do a 3-breed show.
Yeah.
Just to have something.
Yep.
And by that time, Gerald had caught wind of what we were kind of talking about. He and Jennifer and Mr. Funk called me, and he said, I heard you're thinking about something. What do you know so far, or do you mind me asking? It's like, absolutely not. Told him. Because those are the folks that can make it happen. I mean, we had a great idea, but real quickly, yes, we might have flipped over that first domino, but after that, that crew took it and ran with it and have done a great job.
And what started as just kind of a 1-year Band-Aid to get by turned into pretty much new building, new facilities, new, making it better. like Blaine said, the support for agriculture in this state is absolutely outstanding. What they do for the youth, in showing livestock and youth in agriculture, just tons of support down here.
It is, and we were fortunate the way everything fell to have her in office and the governor Stitt, which is still in office here in Oklahoma. That, of course, Blaine has a huge passion for this industry, but she has a boss in Governor Stitt that fully believes in it too, so that was huge. Having that get go and getting the folks in the city on board to have the event. And like you said, it's one of those things, and when we first did it, did we think it would ever be multi-year? At that time, no, but as soon as that first year happened and went as well as it did during the situation of COVID, it was pretty apparent we probably need to keep pursuing this. And that's when really plans started being made to look to the future and start building this thing.
They put together a great crew, Bray leading the charge, and Tyler helps fill in some gaps, and they do a heck of a job.
They do. Bray Haven there, Bray, I didn't know him that well. I knew, from OI a little bit, but he is a great asset to us, and he's the day-to-day guy. And the rest of that crew, they're just, they do it every day with OI or other shows even around the country. So they're pros at it. But I think one of the things they do a great job of doing here is bridging that gap between breed associations that also run shows all around the country. And working with them and trying to make the best product possible for the given shows. It's one of those things where, us at associations, we appreciate them. We don't want their jobs. We just want to help them and want them to help us do our job the best we can. So it can be a team concept. And I think that's really helped a lot. And along with that, the sales managers. Matt Sims, of course, being here local and in the fold, was quick to get a lot of things going and lead that charge on the sales management side with many of his big sales. But they got a lot of folks on board.
And the sales have been very, very good down here.
They have.
Transferred very well.
I think it's a time of year, too, between Oklahoma and Texas where it doesn't conflict with any big shows going on there. And just the sheer volume of cattle in these two states alone, and Kansas, too. If you tie those three together, that's a lot ahead of.
Because they'll show, just in terms of junior cattle, I forget the numbers, what will they show in terms of junior heifers like at OIE?
Oh, geez, Corey. I would say it's got to be 1,400-1,500 easy.
That's what I was
somewhere in there.
I knew it was a 4-digit number, but I didn't know how many it was.
Yeah, it would be something.
But when you got 1,400 junior exhibitors within a few hours of a show facility, just that alone keeps the volume of cattle here. It's very, very good.
It's a built-in audience, and then everybody else that comes is great. And the
cattle we're left with out here, they're from anywhere from New York State to I think there was California,
Florida. We had some Florida kids.
Florida,
and all over the place.
Well, the blanket ship girl would be from Maryland,
right?
They're not scared to drive here.
No, sir. Thankfully, everybody got in safely with the way the weather was. For some of them, and that worked out. It was a little tough there, but got it wrapped up, and I think most of them will be able to get home before it hits again.
Yep.
And some of these cattle they'll go on and go to National Western, which is great. And it looks like they'll be able to get in over there before maybe that next blast shows up on us.
Is that next weekend?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Corey, we were just talking about the junior kids, and I think this is not uncommon in most of the shows we go to today when we see a Supreme, but this is our open show Supreme. And look at how many juniors are on the end of those cattle.
Yep.
It's just the way the industry has changed.
Yep. No, it used to be, I come from the Maine business, and you've been around the Maine breed for how many years now?
10, almost 10.
10 years. Back 25 years ago when I first got into the Maines, the juniors showed them in the junior show, and then when the open show come, all the breeders came out and harnessed up and went to showing, and it's really amazing over the last 5 years, just the junior show and the junior show, and then just go ahead and show them in the open show too. You know?
Yeah. Well, and it's great because these kids, heck, when we was in kids, I don't know about you, but I would have been pretty darn nervous stepping into something like this, and these kids, they get put in that situation, handle it, and it just develops that character in them, so that's pretty cool.
I think, now that I'm looking at this, I think Barry Nowatzki is the only one out there that isn't a junior.
Yeah.
That's shocking, but I think that's right.
Yeah. We all know
that's wild.
Barry's a junior at heart, though.
Yeah,
Corey, he loves showing. So, and I wonder if he don't have a situation.
At least he's a good showman for an older guy.
Yeah, that would be bad if you're the one that stepped out there and was getting schooled on. But sometimes too on this situation, we'll see it in the bulls because they. Sometimes those bulls are a little more than some of these juniors can handle at this point, and for safety's sake too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the bulls will be a little different, but.
So Corey, you judged the prospects earlier. How was that show?
Oh boy, that steer show was wowzers. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that top 10 steers was very, very good. And the heifer show was good too.
Well, that's, to me, what was interesting. Like, I saw those steers, and I'm like, man, we're seeing cattle that will win big shows.
Oh, yeah.
Maturity.
For sure. Yeah. I'm sure they have won and will continue to win the rest of their life. Fat steer show was good. The two fat steers Jason picked, very, very good. Yep.
Yeah, with here, they're just kind of competing for that added money.
Yeah.
And I know that's we keep trying to build that number up, and have had some great help. Kenny Herzog, some other folks that have pitched in and really helped try to build some money there for these kids to bring those steers out. Because we know, some of those steers are Fort Worth steers or maybe OIE steers that people jump out, and we want to give them a reason to come and keep that quality going. Looks like Jim and Catherine's getting ready to get going.
They're getting ready to do a little talking.
Evening. My dad quite famously says the magic is in the cows. Oh, I can't look at him or I'll get choked up. But, we've built our entire operation around the power of the female, around cow families. And you better believe when we were standing side by side and all of these wonderful females were coming in, it was quite a special moment for us. It's been a wonderful week for me here at Cattleman's Congress. I think I've been here 6 days now. It was extra special because my 7-year-old son took his first steps into the show ring here with a shorthorn heifer a couple of days ago. I also got to speak at the Gathering of the Gals, which was an exciting event. But one of the things I said at that event was that if you want to know about the power of a good brand, look here at the Cattleman's Congress. We're all here at this event because they created something special that we didn't even know that we needed, and here we all are at a can't miss event. These females were truly exceptional, just as I hoped they would be. I have to congratulate all of the breeders. The showmen have done an exceptional job, and also the crews in the back that got them all ready. I also want to mention what an honor it is to judge beside my dad. This is a special memory that our family will never forget. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, as Catherine said, it's certainly an honor to be here at the Cattleman's Congress and judge again at to select the Supreme Champions. I did this a couple years back with a group and was honored to do it. And I'd like to just say a few things about the Cattleman's Congress and how when we were in distraught as a group of people that showed cattle and you had COVID and everything was caught up and nobody knew what to do, the vision of the people here at Oklahoma City and at this Cattleman's Congress and their board members and their executive directors said, hey, we can put on a show. We're going to put on a show. And everybody thought, oh, they can't do it. They can't get that done. But look what they've done. I tell you, this week here at the show, everybody who was anybody was here at this show. And you had the best breeders and the best ranchers and the best of everything here exhibited at this show. And I didn't watch many of the open shows. I judged the Solaire show, and I watched a little bit Dave Allen judge that Simmental show. But I'll tell you what, Dave, there were some smokers in that Simmental show, I'll just tell you. And the quality ran deep in all of these shows. What I would like to say is when I got this Saddle and Sirloin Award, which I was quite honored to do it, the person who had gone in front of me was Gerald Callahan. In fact, you know, most of the people that know me, I always wear a light-colored hat. I wear a white hat usually. A lot of people said, man, you're not wearing your light hat this week, Jim. But Gerald, I'd sold a bunch of bulls for him, for Express, and he sent me a nice commission check. I sent it back to him and said, void, no charge. I'm working for the guy that I'm buying these bulls for. He said, man, Brother Williams, you bought a lot of bulls. I said, yeah, I bought them for a man and he trusts me, there's no commission in this. So then, about, a month from that, I got this hat, come from Gerald. And he said, you know, I was kind of studying, I know you'd take a cowboy hat, Jim. Would a black one suit you? And I said, yes, sir, that'd be fine. And he said, how you want it creased? And I said, you know, Gerald, you and I kind of wear the same exact kind of a crease. I said, I believe I could wear your hat. I don't know which of us have the biggest head because we both got a pretty good little ego. But I said, I could believe I could almost put your hat on. That's the crease I wear. He said, I'm going to fix you up, buddy. And I told Luann, I said, Gerald's going to send me some kind of hat. And she said, oh, it'll be nice. He's not going to wear an ugly one. I said, yep, he was. But I was glad to get that. And it was a real honor. And I've judged in this ring with Gerald Callahan. Known him a long time. But one of the things I'll be most proud of, he and our pictures are going to be side by side for eternity. Unless the building burns down or they decide to do away with it. So we'll be by each other all the time. And I really wouldn't rather be by anybody else. He's been that kind of a friend, stood for what was right, had as good eye of anybody. Just a class guy. Again, I want to thank everybody that invited me here to do this. It's an honor to judge with my youngest daughter, Catherine. She's got a great eye on her, and I respect her opinion. And I want to say this, there's some great heifers out here. There's a lot of good heifers out here. And if you're out here in this ring, regardless of the breed, you've got something that you can be very, very proud of. Something you can tell your grandkids. You know, I was out there at Oklahoma City at the Cattleman's Congress, and we had a heifer kiddos in that Supreme Champion Drive. And some people live a lifetime to have that honor just to be in the ring, just to have a chance to win, and don't get that opportunity. I'm gonna tell you, we agree pretty well on this deal. I said, I'm not gonna influence you. I'm going to look on my own and you look, and let's come up with what we're going to do. It's pretty doggone close, in our opinion, on this champion and reserve. Real close. But there's some things that we like about the champion that already says she's proven herself somewhat. And, you know, I think she deserves it. But I'll tell you, the heifer that's going to be reserved behind her is going to be close, dangerously close, because she's really good too. Anyway, I've enjoyed it. Y'all have a safe trip home. Thank these people that put this show on. It takes a lot to put on the show. You know what's good about this show? You pay one time for that entry fee. You don't have to worry about a gate pass or getting scolded for parking somewhere and all that. It's just a show that said, hey, let's show the cattle, have a good time, be friends with each other, go home friendly, and hey, if you get beat, tell the people thank you, congratulations. And if you don't win, hey, there's always next time. Don't never quit. Just keep showing. Show like you've never won. Practice like you've never won, but show like you've never been beat. Some of you youngsters, in other words, bear down. Don't get outworked. Thank you. It's been a great evening. We'll go show you the 5 we like. God bless you.
All righty. I think they kind of tipped their hat just
I
a
think
little
they
bit
did,
there.
because there's only one pair out there.
Yeah, she said that she's kind of proven herself. And
That cow has had quite a run for that young lady. That's great.
You bet.
Congratulations to her.
Back to back tonight.
Yes, sir.
It'll be interesting what they said. It was close here between the next two.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're all the time, putting these quotes, whether it's on snaps or TikToks or whatever. He just said a pretty good one, and maybe he said it before. First time I've heard him say it was, what was it? Practice like you've never won.
Yep.
And show like you've never been beat. I thought that was
Yep.
a classic Jim Williams line there.
Practice like you've never won. And what was the other part?
Show like you've never been beat.
Show like you've never been beat.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. There you go. We thought that one might be in there, didn't we, Corey?
Lemmy was reserved.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's a.
Oh, that was
the Cornegie's. Yeah.
That was the Sullivan raised limousine. I think it's Lim Flex.
That's a great family too.
Yeah.
Chance and I actually, he's just a few years younger than me, showed, and they work hard. They get after it.
Now he's going to go over, and looks
Good job.
like he's headed toward the Pembroke heifer.
There we go. Brett Pembroke with his key.
Key heifer's third overall. I know Travis was sitting right here.
Yeah.
He's going to be happy, Dad.
There's Beth. We were just talking about that, Corey. Travis and them have had a lot of challenges this year. It's great to see him healthy and running around and them back at it.
He said he's got a treatment tomorrow, but his tests have been going the right direction, and hopefully pray that he gets back on the straight and narrow.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're going to head over. They're going to take a left or right turn.
I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Main strikes again.
Team Main Angel.
Yeah, McClay Gensini.
Fourth overall.
Good for them. She just had reserve steer a while ago on the big steer show, didn't she?
Show. So the high percentage main heifer was, what were they in the last ring?
We were third. And then that little Hereford.
Little Hereford
of Blankenship's. Yep. How about that little girl?
How about
kicking her off right? Yeah.
Blankenship girl from Maryland. That is that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a Jensen bred Hereford, and I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Good for them.
Kevin Jensen raised and Blankenship bought from
Yep.
Brady and Kevin. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we'll clear this arena and get reset up here again and see who we can find to talk to next. Thanks a lot, Blake.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Corey.
You bet.
Well, at this time, we're going to get started with our final drive of the evening. This will be your Grand Champion Open Supreme Drive here at the Cattlemen's Congress. We're ready to welcome in your first Grand Champion bull. Well, coming to you out of the Angus, your Grand Champion Angus bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress, exhibited by Sturzbach Cattle Company of Louisville, Ohio. That's SCC, Wicked Wager 346. Your next bull to enter the ring, this will be your Grand Champion Charolais bull, exhibited by Barjay Livestock Incorporated and Carr Cattle Company of Liverpool, Texas, with Carr's Mr. Ignite 222P. We'll welcome in your Grand Champion Kianina bull, exhibited by Hannah Topmiller and Why Not Cattle of Pleasant Plain, Ohio, with Why Not EMKC Mayhem 6M. Your next bull into the ring will be your Grand Champion Key Angus bull, exhibited by Weingartner, Klingeman Show Cattle, and Van Voris Show Cattle of Harrod, Ohio. This is BMW Valor King 44L. We're now going to bring into the ring your Grand Champion Horned Hereford bull, exhibited by Silo Creek Farms, Lane and Logan Cady, and Aces Wild Ranch. This is Silo H18 Branston 2404 ET of New Windsor, Maryland. We'll now welcome in your Grand Champion Pulled Hereford bull, exhibited by Tennessee River Music Incorporated of Fort Payne, Alabama, and Andrew and Susanna Matheny of Mayslick, Kentucky. This is ASM 405B Redman 325 LET. We'll now welcome in your Grand Champion Limousine bull. This is exhibited by After Hours Limousine, Greenwood Cattle Company, and Ratliff Cattle. This is AHLGW Living the Dream. Your Grand Champion Main Anjou bull, exhibited by Candace Muir of Waynesfield, Ohio. This is MCCF Lucky Day. Your Grand Champion Main Angus bull, exhibited by MKL Cattle Company of Kingsdown, Kansas. This is MKL Gold Member 921 MET. Your next is your Grand Champion Maintainer bull, exhibited by Muir Cattle Company. Your next bull in is your Grand Champion Full Blood Main Anjou, exhibited by Wyatt Ebersol ECC Maverick 521 of Kellerton, Iowa. Your Grand Champion Red Angus bull, exhibited by Annie Meyer of Clinton, Tennessee. This is 3 Aces Level Up 9562. We'll now welcome in your Grand Champion Slayer bull, exhibited by Promised Land Cattle Company, Tierra Soul Cattle Company, GIT Performance Cattle, and Scattered Spruce Slayers. This is WWCSKO 581K of Fishtail, Montana. Your next bull in is your Grand Champion Shorthorn bull, exhibited by Kate's Farms of Modoc, Indiana. This is CF In Demand. We'll now bring in your Grand Champion Simmental bull, exhibited by Owen Brothers Cattle Company, Gerd Show Cattle, XTB Cattle Company, Elmore Cattle Services, B&K Farms, Ivy and Sons. This is OBCC GSC College Player C13K of Wacomas, Oklahoma. And last but certainly not least, your Grand Champion Percentage Simmental bull, exhibited by Schaefer Tice Show Cattle, Griswold Cattle Company, Maple Lane Farms, and Ulrich Cattle. This is OHL Living the Dream 389-1L of Norfolk, Nebraska. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be your Open Supreme Bull Drive. Let's put our hands together for all of the exhibitors. We're excited to welcome your judges this evening for our open bull drive. We'd like to introduce to you Dr. Scott Shockey. Dr. Shockey has judged livestock shows in 44 states, Canada, South America, and Mexico. He spent 32 years on faculty at Kansas State University. He coached the livestock judging team for 22 years, and his teams compiled 5 consecutive national championships. He retired from KSU in January of 2024 and has returned to full-time ranching in Westmoreland, Kansas. Scott and his wife own and operate Shockey Farms Incorporated, a purebred Simmental operation. This family operation utilizes online and live auctions to market elite genetics throughout North America. His family members include his wife Candy, his son Shane, and his wife Melissa, and his son Shiloh, and his wife Jamie. We would like to also introduce you Mr. Shane Shockey. Shane Shockey of Manhattan, Kansas proudly owns and operates Grimmel Shockey Cattle Company alongside his wife Melissa, where they breed and raise Hereford and Simmental cattle. Shane grew up in the Kansas Flint Hills on his family's purebred Simmental operation. He graduated from Kansas State University in 2015 with a degree in animal science. During college, Shane and Melissa dedicated their efforts to building a herd of their own and focusing on reputable cow families, structural integrity, and maternal characteristics. Since establishing Grimmel Shockey Cattle Company, their genetics have reached great success and recognition on the national level, with a strong focus in providing a superior customer service experience. Aside from the ranch, Shane is the Kansas area sales manager for Biozyme Incorporated, as well as an AI technician. With the combination of AI work and the help from VitaFerm products, Shane has a true passion for assisting other producers in generating success within their respective operations. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring Dr. Scott Shockey and Mr. Shane Shockey.
All righty, we are now graced by the big dog himself, the Executive Vice President of the Cattlemen's Congress, Bray Haven. Bray, great job with the show again this year.
I appreciate it. It's been a great show, fantastic show. We get people from, I think Kirby mentioned it earlier, 44 states and Canada in here to Oklahoma City, and just
I got to mention, Sheila Jensen corrected me on the Blankenship girl. She is from New York, not Maryland.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was in that quadrant. I just wrong state.
Yeah, it's really incredible when you get a chance to kind of look through a program and see where all the folks that come into Oklahoma City are from, and just kind of take over Oklahoma City for these 2 weeks here at Cattlemen's Congress. And the city of Oklahoma City is a great partner of ours, and the state of Oklahoma has been super supportive through some grants and things to make sure Cattlemen's Congress can continue. So we're really appreciative of the leadership in the city and the state, the partnership we have. And part of that partnership is these facilities, and we had the opportunity earlier today to walk through the new arena. I don't know if you've talked a little bit about that.
Just touched on it a little bit. Blake Nelson had been through it. We talked a little bit, but it's like they were saying today, that building was built for livestock shows, and they're going to have some concerts, and they're going to have Disney on Ice in there, but it was built for livestock shows, and they'll have some other events in there just because,
Right, yeah, the real design. Oklahoma City is, forever back to the old NFR days when they hosted the NFR here, right here in this very arena. And so the tradition is here, and the people of Oklahoma City understand the value of this facility and what it means to Western heritage as a whole. And, when we get, national sponsors from all over the country to come in, and they get to see this facility and see it taken over by cattle. Some of them are here for the horse shows too. And so it's just really, really unique to see what Oklahoma City means to all of Western heritage. And it's been phenomenal, the embrace that we've got from the city and state for this show.
Absolutely. I got such a kick out of it today. I could just see, you and Tyler's gears turning over there, and just things you can do with that facility, and where the limousine at OIE is going to pull in, and just different things. I think the cool deal is the new kind of observation deck, if you will, with the bar and all that is going to, with a glassed in area. There's going to be a lot of new amenities with that thing.
Yeah, there's a neat little lounge area is what they call it, that's got a private bar inside of it, and the opportunities for people to maybe host some sales or just watch the show from up there. It's going to be kind of cool. We launched in 2025 for this show. We launched our Breeders' Club program, where we in the past we had investment from different companies, equipment companies, all the people you're seeing ringside, and all of our sponsors you're seeing rolling on the live stream and all of that. But you're seeing also some of our Breeders' Club logos, and those are breeders that participate in Cattleman's Congress and wanted to invest in Cattleman's Congress and take advantage of some additional perks that we offered to some of those Breeders' Club members. And so we're thinking on some ideas of what we could offer some of those folks in the new arena, and maybe it's that lounge area or something extra special to give to those that kind of invest in Cattleman's Congress.
Yep, I know Erin Dorsey was telling me she's got earmarked one of those suites up there for her foreign delegation. She's in charge of all the international traffic that comes through here during the show, and she's looking forward to have one of them to help. In Canada, I've been to Canada a couple times, like at Intermission, they have a overview deck where you go up there and kind of visit with all the rest. So that'll be neat. It'll be really neat to have that to offer her.
No doubt. I mean, the international presence here has been growing. We've had, I think, the last 2 years, 8 or 10 different countries. People from 8 or 10 different countries come in, and whether they're buying semen or embryos or just enjoying the show and trying to see what genetics they can try to import into their programs back home, it's really unique to see that aspect of what we do here at Cattleman's Congress as well. And I got to remind people all the time, this is just our 5th ever show.
Yeah.
So we're still building that international presence, and even statewide here, and trying to incorporate some people from the region that are commercial cattlemen that may not fully understand what Cattleman's Congress is, or that there might be something here for them too. We had a commercial female sale right up here in the arena. And it was tremendous success. I think we had 12 or 15 commercial cattlemen from Oklahoma that consigned some heifers into that, and we sold some opens, some breds, and some pairs, and did a $2 million sale up here in the arena of commercial females. And so, every year we're just trying to build on that and build on what we've got here. And that's one thing that my focus has always been, is listen to the people that are here. Listen to the people that are exhibiting, that are in the ring, and we want to have an open ear to the people that are coming and exhibiting here, because this is for them.
Yep.
That's what our platform's here for.
I think your motto is for cattlemen by cattlemen.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So we've always got an open ear to suggestions and things that we can do to improve and try to get everybody involved in the cattle industry and all of North America involved in Cattleman's Congress. So, and
the sales down here, since its inception, have been very good. I mean, it's just, the year of COVID just kind of took over and it not only filled the void, the sales exceeded expectations in every regard.
They did, and even just to jump from last year to this year. Last year we did $10 million in sales, and all the sales here in Oklahoma City. About 5 million of those were on site here, and then the other ones kind of off grounds and at the hotels and different things like that. We're up to $13 million in sales this year. So just a big jump. The commercial female sale helped with that some, but I don't know that I looked at any sale report from any of these sale managers where their sales were down. I think they were all up. And so really just a fantastic present. And that's a testament to these breeders and what they're putting in them, and what they're willing to offer through consignments in these sales too. So
I talked to Josh Krebs at the Maine Association after that sale, and I do know that was a record record average on that sale for the breed, I believe.
Yeah, and they sell a lot of bulls in there. I mean,
a lot of bulls. Yeah,
it was a good sale, and we've had great crowds for the sales too. And even with maybe some iffy weather too.
Yeah,
we still had really good crowds. People driving in just for the sales.
Yeah.
And so that's, and again, it's just really a testament to the.
And gave me the microphone, so I guess I'm going to start. So first off, I want to thank the Cattlemen's Congress for inviting us down here to select your champion bull. And anybody who knows my father knows that he does not answer phone calls anymore, and he does not make any phone calls anymore. So ordinarily, he shot me a text at 9 o'clock one night and said, "Hey, I'm going to go down to Cattlemen's Congress, pick champion bull. You want to be my associate?" I said, "Absolutely, let's do it." And then the follow-up text was, "I'm sure we'll both be Kevin, so we'll make it a short trip down and back real fast." And so on that note, I want to thank my wife who's sitting at home probably watching, and also thanking, dear Lord, take the microphone away from him. But she's on cow checking duty right now. So thanks for Melissa for staying back there. But real quick, I just want to thank everybody at Cattlemen's Congress, because I have been on both sides of this. I've been on the show management as well as the exhibitor side, and it takes a lot to put a show on, especially one of this caliber. So they've done a fantastic job. I think you all been here since January 4th, you said. I'm sure there's long hours and late nights and early mornings that go into that. So thank you for all of that. And then also I want to thank my dad, who's given me multiple opportunities in life. From a young age, when I could barely walk. In fact, I think when I was in a car seat still, he'd throw me in the van with the judging kids. And we were just talking with Jason Hoffman not too long ago, and I don't know how I turned out how I did. Some might think that I still haven't turned out right. But those guys are some of my greatest mentors. Some of the professors at Kansas State University are also some of the best mentors I've ever had. And now it's pretty cool. In the last 8 to 10 years, I've been able to come home, still work a full-time job, but be able to work side by side with my father. So learned a lot from him. We continue to learn off each other, and we continue to work together. So it's been a blessing, and thank you for the opportunity to come down here and sort this with you.
Thank you, Shane. Brother Norvell, you have created a monster. Congratulations. Just a quick story. Tyler used to come down to Kansas, or up to Kansas, to my judging camps. He was probably 14, 15 years old, and I said, someday that guy will be the governor of Oklahoma. And he's probably one step from it. In fact, maybe his role right now is bigger and more important than the governor of Oklahoma. But all that you do, your committee, your group, the foresight, you know, everybody's talked about the things that your vision you had 4 or 5 years ago. And I was telling my friend down here that was getting bounced around by a bull. I remember this ring, too. I was at the first Cattlemen's Congress. I made TikTok because a bull kicked my butt out here. So, yeah, I was real proud. Ever since then, no show stick gets stuck in my hand. I learned my lesson pretty quick. You know, it's hard to follow Reverend Jim Williams. He's a great one. When I was asked to write a letter for him for the saddle and sirloin nominee, it was a pretty simple letter. Like all of us, we've known Jim a long time. We've admired what he's done as a breeder. And the thing that I guess I always felt that when you go to Jim Williams' place, no matter who you were, what you were his friend. And you know, I put in that letter that guy is the giant grizzly bear with a heart like no other. And he has such a passion for this industry and for this show ring. And it's, again, certainly an honor to see him being recognized this year at Louisville as one of the great inductees into that great Hall of Fame. This is supposed to be easy because they give us the data. This is real world, people. And I tell you what, Shane and I, we've been here 2 hours. Some of you have been here 2 weeks. We've been here a long time, it seems like. We got this data, and we was going through, and we're like, oh, my God, this is not easy. And there's a lot of respected stockmen that would never, ever come to the stock show and do this, and I would hand them this piece of paper, and the show would be over in 2 minutes. What bull would they use? Some of you probably don't have the data, do you? Well, I'll share it with you. The bull that would win for the stockman out there that's never been to a cattle show would be the polled Hereford. Because if you look at the data and you look at the script that he has, calving age, birth, growth, carcass merit, maternal, he's got it all. And we really hope, driving here 5.5 hours, we get down here like, man, we're going to find the bull that's going to change the breed. I look at the data and I'm like, geez, I hope I can find the bull that doesn't wreck the breed. And you know what's interesting is for us, and we're just probably like a lot of these guys standing out here, we have 6 semen tanks, and between the 2 families, a couple hundred cows. Them semen tanks are full of semen because every cow gets a different mating. There's not one bull that fits all, and that's exactly what we have out here in front of us. I don't think I can hand the data to everybody out here, and we could go to a poll afterwards, and you all would not agree on which bull was the best based on his data, but I would accept that, saying the polled Hereford sure has the best chance because of his balanced genetic values. If you want a lot of growth, you go get the horned Hereford. But you have to decide, am I willing to take that much birth weight to get that much growth? Other bulls out here are just pretty what I would call safe. They're not leaders for any trait. They're kind of banging around, 50 percentile within the breed. And again, they're not going to hurt you. They're not going to help you. And so what have we done today? As much as we wanted to come down here and say, we're going to change the breed, we're going to pick the one that has the greatest EPDs, well, people, I'm just going to stick it in my pocket. Because as much as I hate to admit this, the show ring has changed, the last 30, 40 years, 60 years since I've been involved. Once upon a time, we would come here and we would pick our next sire that we'd breed all the cows to. We don't do that anymore. Okay? We don't have that opportunity, I don't think. We have seen the extremes. I started out showing the little belt buckle cattle, little short toady things, and then in the 70s, the 80s, we got them big and tall. We went to the extremes. They don't work. We know that. And we got to be a little careful out here today to go to the extremes. And I say that because, unfortunately, in the show, we probably lean towards the extreme. And I'm just as guilty as everybody else. But when we're making breeding decisions at home, we try to stay middle of the pack. So the moral of the story is we are all going to leave here and we're going to say, God dang, that bull he used has got way too much birth weight. I agree. But there's not a bull out here that's as good, phenotypically and visually, as the one that we get the opportunity to select. So let's give everybody involved in the Cattlemen's Congress a big hand. Thanks for Shane for driving down. I got some work done on the computer on that trip down here. It's been a great opportunity, and we're going to go out here and select you a top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, have a safe trip home, and we're probably going to see a few of you in Denver here this weekend. Congratulations to everyone that's out here, and we'll pick you a champion.
All right. Uses that champion horned Hereford bull. The cells in the embryos on snow sale the other night, I believe for $140,000. Tyler Weingartner cattle with the Key Bull, champion Key Bulls reserve. Or Key Angus, my fault. Key Angus division. Now they're going to go over. Looks like they're headed toward the purebred Maine Jew. Garrett Blanchard and his crew at Silver Brothers. Maine Jew puts one in the top 5 3 times. Now they're going to come down back around. Looks like they're going to headed toward the Simmental of Jason Elmore cattle. Hereford, Key Angus, purebred Maine, purebred Simmental. And now they're going to come back up and grab, looks like the Charlet. The Charlet bull is the 5th overall. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for being with us tonight. We'll look forward to 2026 here in the new Coliseum. Don't miss it. Thank you very much.
Well, once again, congratulations to all of our Supremes here at the Cattlemen's Congress. A special thank you to our bull judges, Dr. Scott Shockey and Mr. Shane Shockey.
At Frontier Embryo Center, where tradition meets innovation in cattle breeding and fertility services, we're more than just a cattle service. We're your partner in elevating your herd's genetics. Our 60-day pregnant recip program and 6-month wean calf program are designed to maximize your genetic potential. With premium recip cows that are always on hand, health tested and selected for their docile and maternal traits, we handle the hard work so you can focus on growing your operation.